Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad to host you. I'm Bountiful Taiwo-Adelanwa. I'm a social worker and a business consultant. I believe in people and community development. The purpose of this platform is to bridge the gap between the town and the gown. We want to bring knowledge to use, and we'll be glad to journey with you on the path to your personal mastery and maximizing yourself. All right, so let's get started. Today we're looking at emotional intelligence as a tool to maximize life. So it's a special series for the COVID-19 shutdown period. We were coming online every day to share bits until we cover the whole topic, and we hope that at the end of the day we'll be glad we did, and everybody will be better off for it. We hope we will find a reason to come back to this channel, but in the meantime, please, if you have not subscribed yet to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, that's the red button, and subscribe to this channel. We would like you to have a first-hand information to be notified immediately we upload new training modules on this channel. Thank you once again. I'm glad to host you. So let's get started, get your writing material, and let's start now. All right, welcome back. Okay, we're talking about emotional intelligence, or probably we'll put that emotional quotient. What's emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence or emotional quotient is our ability to use our emotions to form optimal relationship first with ourselves and then with others. That means using your emotions, understanding yourself, knowing your emotions, knowing who you are, your personality, and using it to form a good relationship first with yourself and with others. We believe that when we are aware of who we are, that we put our emotions under control at all times, life will be a better place. So according to Daniel Goleman says that it's our capacity to recognize our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves and managing emotions well in ourselves and others, meaning that it's our ability to recognize our own feelings. For example, there are times that I feel I can't trust my feelings at the moment, I should not talk, or I should not make a judgment. So, and when you now master your own feelings, you will be able to use it to motivate yourself and manage yourself, and also use it to motivate others and manage others. Isn't it a beautiful thing for us to have a very high emotional quotient? Emotional quotient is inward. It's not something anybody will see except in our behaviors or how we handle things. And people will have heard something about intelligent quotient, which is the outward thing. Yes, it's good to be intelligent, it's good to be smart, but you're smarter when you are high on your emotional quotient. Emotional intelligence or emotional quotient have four components, and first is our self-awareness. How we are aware of ourselves. How much of yourself do you know? Who are you? What drives you? What turns you off? What turns you on? What are your opportunities? What are your threats? What are your competencies? So the first component of emotional intelligence is knowing yourself, having your self-awareness. Number two is managing yourself, managing your emotions and how to motivating yourself. You must be able to manage. When you know yourself, you know not how to manage. Okay, I'm like, for instance, someone that is quick to anger. Now you know that I'm quick to anger. Then you now be able to control yourself, even when the triggering factors or the factors that triggers you shows off. The third one is your social awareness. How aware are you in relation to others, to the social environment? Not always social, and not just party women, in relation to more people outside your immediate family or immediate your work area. And finally is your relationship management. How well can you manage other people? How well can you manage as a leader in the office, as a boss, as a business owner, even as a career person, as an employee? You must be able to manage relationship with others. Sometimes we are right, and then we don't even present it nicely, and then we are fired. I always tell my clients when they come for coaching sessions, I say, a truth will not become a lie, but there are wrong ways to say the truth. So you must know when to talk, when not to talk, and what to say per time. When you meet somebody who has a high emotional quotient or high emotional intelligence, first you see that they are happier people, they are more stable, they are happier, and they end up being more successful because they know how they behave and they understand themselves better. So what are the characteristics of people who are high on emotional quotient? Number one is they have a balance between the emotions and reasoning. They know where the boundary is. They know where, oh, this is just emotions, and so they have a good balance between emotions and sometimes emotions, especially for women, emotions override their reasons. They can be emotional and they can have their reason intact. They're also aware of their own feelings. They know when their feelings is not right. They know when their feelings is saying something about something. I was in a session, I went for a master class, and from all the session, I think my most important lesson in that class is in business, at the point where you begin to feel a yes or a no, do it, don't do it, then drop it. You know, if it is right, if it's the right thing to do in business, if it's under ethics, then you don't have to have a second feeling. But when you now have a second feeling, oh, don't do it, oh, do it, oh, stay away from it, then you know that there is something missing, just drop it. Also, thirdly, people who are high on emotional quotient, they show empathy and compassion for others. They can make excuse for people's wrongdoing. They understand, they have good understanding of why people behave the way they behave or why they react the way they understand the feelings, or they can identify with the personality of the other person. Also, they have a sign of a very high self-esteem. Their self-esteem is super high. They have a good self-confidence. They're not easily tossed around. Situations in life don't push them around so easily. Don't forget that the component of emotional intelligence is 1, self-awareness, 2, social awareness, 3, self-management, and 4, relationship management. So now let's talk about self-awareness. What is self-awareness? What exactly do you understand about self-awareness? Well, psychology will tell us that, okay, people are not born aware, but between the age of 12 and 18 months, we begin to be aware of ourselves, of our environment. Children begin to, although from infancy, children can feel difference between their touch and non-self-touch. But how aware are we of our own self? What do you know about yourself? What do you know about the environment? Emotional intelligence, also according to Daniel Bowman, is self-awareness means having a deep understanding of one's emotions. Not just understand, but deep understanding of one's emotion, how their feelings affect them, and how their feelings affect them with other people or their job. You know, some people, like I'd say, you can take them from 10 different relationships, you will still get the same result. What is the difference? Is the personality. So how does their feelings, their personality affect what they do, how they react to people, how they interact with their job, or even how they interact with their environment? It's a good thing to be aware of yourself. You know yourself. For example, I know myself. I know that talking is like a reflex for me. But now that I know that it could also be a weakness, I make sure that if I have to talk, I must be adding value. So I don't just open my mouth when I know I can't afford to open my mouth, but I make sure that I seek knowledge. So when I open my mouth, there is value coming out of me. So people who are high skilled, people who have a high level of their self-awareness, one, they can interact easily. They know their limits. They know themselves. They know where their competence are. They interact easily with people and also interact with their clients very easily. They make good decisions. They have good decision making capability in a calm state of mind. So even when there is tension, they know what to do. Their reasoning is intact. They have accurate assessment of themselves, and they exhibit openness. We'll get back to openness later. It's one of the aspects of a personality. So they have an accurate understanding of themselves. Who am I? What kind of a person I am? Am I quick to anger? Am I somebody that is better with figures? Am I not good? Okay, like recently, a lot of games are going online during the lockdown period, and I don't attempt some on my social media. Why? I know I may not be able to do it, not because I'm giving up on myself, but I know I am not giving to this particular skill. But I know I know where I'm giving and where I can actually exhibit a better skill. They are quietly self-confident. You know, some people will just brag about their skills. You make money, you're like, what happened? So, but people who are aware of themselves, you will be self-confident. You're sure of yourself. You have a deep understanding of who you are, and they have accurate assessment of people and situations. So, when you have a good understanding of yourself, you know, oh, it's not my fault, it's the other person's fault. Oh, it's not the other person, it's my fault. Oh, I'm a bit emotional. Oh, I react too much. Oh, I'm too sensitive. For instance, I know I'm a very sensitive person, so I'm a bit careful. I also allow a bit of allowance for other people. Okay, maybe it's not their fault. Maybe I'm just too sensitive, or probably because I know what this is, and so I watch out for all those affects. Emotional awareness recognizes one emotions and their effect. What are your emotions per time? And they also recognize one's personality and the effects of that personality. Our personality is a construct of our genetic makeup. It's just who you are, and it's just you can't change it. You can only get matured at who you are, and also the environment where you grow up. And you know, where a child that is born and brought up on the struggling for survival will grow up still dragging even things that are in abundance. But a child that is born in abundance may not even seriously to struggle for anything. A child who have issues with trust and mistrust growing up will always not find it easy to trust other people. But a child who is grown in an environment where there is so much love, so much affection, may not even understand what that means. So self-awareness also help you to have accurate assessment of your strength and your limit. How do you now be able to achieve this? To know your strength and your limit, first I would say a SWOT analysis. I want us to get our pen and paper now, and we'll have to do a SWOT analysis of ourselves. But before the SWOT analysis, I want to take us to what we call the John Harry window. The John Harry window explains that there are some content of our personality or our emotions or our character that are open to everybody. You know it. You know who Bountiful is, and I know who I am, and people know me as that person. And then there's a part of me which is blind. I'm blind, but I don't even know that this is me, but people can see it, and I don't know it's part of me. And there's a part of me that is hidden. It's unknown to people, but I know it. I know it in my quiet. I know this is what I can do, or this is how I'm feeling about this thing. Joyce Meyer was talking the other day about jealousy. You know, like she buys brand new car, and she has this friend who buys cars on auction. And one day she bought a car and she was jealous about it. Nobody will ever think someone like Joyce Meyer can exhibit that level of bitterness or jealousy. But so immediately she put herself to correction, because that was wrong. She buys a brand new car. Somebody bought something on auction and she was actually jealous about it. So that part of you that is hidden to other people, but is only open to yourself, and there's a part of you that is permanently in the dark. It is not open to you, and others too don't know what it is. So I'll now take you back to finding your getting aware of yourself. How can you do this? Let's just take the easy way. One is a SWOT analysis. What is your strength, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats? Recently, I was talking to a client, and she told me, "Oh, I've been trying to do SWOT analysis, and I don't even know how to do it." It's very simple. Can we put our sheet into a quadrant, and in that quadrant, can you put the letters SWOT? And one is I'm going to show you. I'm doing my own right away. And so one is your strength, the other one is your weakness, and the T is your strengths, the O are your opportunities. So I'm going to show you something like what I just did. I don't know if you're able to see anything on this sheet. Okay, so in this quadrant is your strength. What are your strengths? What are things that you have control over? It's something within you and within your control. And what are your weakness? There are things that you can still correct it. For instance, for me, my weakness might be that I talk too much. It may be a weakness sometimes, and it's also a strength for me, but I know when to control it. I know when I'm talking to somebody and then the person is not responding, oh, maybe it's getting bored, I just keep quiet. So what are your weakness? Maybe spending may be a weakness for you too. For me, it's a weakness. I might just be so compassionate, and I go out of my way to do even what I know that I'm not going to do to myself. So now, what are your opportunities? There are positive things around you, but they are not within you. You don't have a control over it. They are outside. Maybe your environment, maybe the government law, maybe the government policy around your industry. And also, what are your threats? These are things you don't have a control over it. You may do for business, you may do a personal analysis. What are the political issues? What are the industry-based issues? You don't have, no matter how good you are, it's not because you are bad, you are not doing well enough, but you don't just have a control over your threats. So your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threat. So list them, and it's like you don't old judgment. Just list them, and with time you will know. You have a full list. It may take you some days. Just take your time, list them, and you can just reach out to me, send me a message or a DM, and let's look at it together, and we can make something. Also, another way how you can know who you are and find your self-awareness is also by taking your personality test. I'm sure you have heard about introvert, extrovert, or melancholy, phlegmatic, and all. These are old methods of personality testing. Psychologists are not more using them. They are old. They're like a fourth generation way of testing people. Why? Because one, like you have either extrovert or introvert. That's too extreme. You can't just be one or two. And also you have melancholy, phlegmatics, sanguine, choleric. Yes, these are personality test parameters which gives an absolute value. And there's no one that is an absolute value. You can't have absolutely phlegmatic or absolutely sanguine. You have a bit. It's on a graph of a continuum. You have a bit of each character. For example, on the line of the continuum, you might have like extroversion now. So you have the upper limit being an extrovert, and on the lower limit you're an introvert. So you have it going on like that on a continuum. So you might take your personality test. I encourage you to take the Big 5. Check out for the Big 5. It's available on the internet. It's or you can just check for free Big 5 test. So when we talk about Big 5, there are 5 parameters with which personalities are being tested in psychology. So what are the things? You might just represent them with the word ocean. O means openness, C means conscientiousness, and A means agreeableness, E means extroversion, and N means neuroticism. Neuroticism has to do with your cognitive emotions. This is a scale, that level of different questions that you will be asked, and by the time at the end of the day, we'll be able to tell you based on these 5 components or based on these 5 parameters who exactly you are, and you can understand yourself. In the next video, we'll be talking about this Big 5 personality test, and when you take them, I will explain more on each of them. And while we're waiting for the Big 5 test and your SWOT analysis, when we meet again, I also want to tell you actions that can help you build your self-awareness aside from the SWOT analysis and the Big 5 test. One, develop an habit to have a deep self-observation. Observe yourself every time. Just sit down and look at who are you. What kind of a person I am. You can just look at yourself. Have an inward time. Spend time daily on self-reflection. Reflect on your personality. Reflect on yourself, and keep a journal of yourself. Not just a diary, but keep a journal. Over time, you can come, not bitter experience, just a journal of your everyday life. You come to see yourself over time. And also, you can ask questions. Like I said earlier, I said there are some things that you're blind, you can't see, but others can see. So ask questions from other people for feedback about you. Who do you think I am? And please, when you ask this question, please, I plead that you get people who could be honest with you and be guided, so that they don't actually run you down, and you feel that's a true reflection of who you are. Also, under emotional intelligence is the word we call self-confidence. How confident are you? For us, when we discuss self-awareness, we'll say, aside being knowing yourself, knowing your emotions, managing your emotions, managing other people, is also your self-confidence. Understand your talents. What are your talents? This is my talent, I'm using it. What's your own talent? God can't create you and you'll be absolutely a waste. It's not possible. So what's your talent? What's that thing you're gifted in that is just peculiar to you? Suspend self-doubt and push through your feelings. People who are self-confident, you have a doubt about yourself. Oh, can I do it? They not laugh at me. Or am I not too far? Or am I not too slim? But suspend those doubts and just pull through those. Just go against that odd. Go dive into it and boost your self-confidence. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I've been a blessing to you. I hope you'll be able to learn one or two things. So let's do our SWOT analysis and take our Big 5 test. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And in case you want to give me a call me on 080-3434-3010, or you can send me an email, bountifuloptions@gmail.com. Thank you.